Hey there, fellow wanderers. I hope you're doing well. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you've been here before, I'm sending you a big virtual hug, as I always do, to welcome you back. I'm Becky, the slow traveling wanderer. So I've decided to put together a new sub-series of short informative videos, no more than 7 minutes or so, called Did You Know? Admittedly, it's a bit of a selfish decision. So I found that I truly enjoy creating these videos for you guys, especially when I get great comments from you and you share your plans on moving to Mexico. It really makes me happy. In these days of pandemic isolation, I found it somewhat therapeutic to put these videos together and to interact with all of you. So thank you. If I know I've helped one person make a huge life decision to move to Mexico, or maybe even a smaller decision, but equally life-defining, to travel to Mexico for the first time, then that makes me happy. It also allows me to pay it forward, as many other YouTubers over the years have been instrumental in helping me make the same decision, that is, to move to Mexico. The purpose of this series is to learn more about Mexico and the facts that are not well known. That will help all of us have more of an appreciation for the country, its people, its history, and its culture. As you know, whenever you move to a new country, it's not only respectful to learn about the country, the same as we would expect for people moving to our country, but it also enriches our own experience as we interact with people, places, and events in Mexico. So I hope you enjoy this series. Let me know in the comments. All right, let's dive in. I visited the Alameda Central Park, Alameda Central in Spanish, in Mexico City at least 10 times. I love that park. It's so well kept and manicured. It's peaceful. You see people spending time connecting, walking through the park, and many times people put on entertainment in certain areas. It's also the park that leads up to the gorgeous Palace of Fine Arts building, or Palacio de Bellas Artes in Spanish. But did you know that this park started as an Aztec marketplace in 1345? Then, when the Spaniards arrived, they took it over in the mid-1500s and used it as an area to hold Inquisition trials, and so-called heretics were burned at the stake here. Then, in 1821, as the Mexican War for Independence was nearing its end and independence was within reach, the park was reclaimed by the now independent people. I know, I only came across that information very recently and didn't have an appreciation for all of that history. I mean, who would have thought that a seemingly peaceful park would have not only so much history, but the fact that people were burned at the stake there, it's mind-blowing. Now, this is another interesting and mind-blowing fact here. William Cullen Bryant was a major force behind the creation of New York City's Central Park, becoming inspired following a trip to Mexico City in the 1840s. He used the Alameda Central as a point of reference for green space thriving in a large city. He was a poet and editor of the New York Evening Post and therefore had power and a voice. I'd argue he used the Alameda Central as a model for his push to create Central Park. If you've ever been to New York City, you'll likely have visited Bryant Park. It was named after him. Anyhow, Central Park was then created in 1857. That's a whole lot of history for one public park, don't you think? So, the next time you happen to be in Mexico City and visit the Alameda Central, think about the incredible history, the Aztecs trading their goods, food, and services in the mid-1300s, the Spaniards dismantling the markets and setting up Inquisition torture devices and burning stations, if that's what you call them. Ugh, terrible. And then the Mexican War being won in 1821 and the people reclaiming their park. And then you can think about Mr. Cullen Bryant in the 1840s walking through the park and taking it all in and coming back to New York City inspired to create a big public park in the middle of a large city after seeing that Mexico City had done just that. It's fascinating. Another thing to think about, and sometimes as Americans, we fail to appreciate hundreds and hundreds of years of history because we're such a young country. But think about the fact the Alameda Central is the oldest park in the Americas, created in 1592, a whopping 184 years before the Declaration of Independence, and 195 years before the signing of the US Constitution. Difficult to wrap your head around that timing and that history. Okay, amigos, I'm going to end this video here. Hope you appreciate the history and information about Alameda Central, this one point of interest in Mexico City. And I hope it inspired you to go out and visit the Alameda Central the next time you are in Mexico City or make a trip out there. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. I will leave it here. Hasta la próxima. See you next time. Bye.